What's good, everybody? Welcome into Early Edge Live here in the afternoon. We do it most weekdays. There's a big game at night. We ramp up for the fall where we do it every single day just for you. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine. Tons of plays for this morning that we'll get into. We're going to dive knee-deep, neck-deep into the game one of the hockey, the Bucks, later on tonight, and also maybe a little bit of hockey as well. So let's quickly bring in the stars of the show. Which will be here with me for the next hour. Zach, is this your first Early Edge Live?
Yes, it is. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. But I've done some of these before, but first time with SportsLine.
You're damn right. This is the first time with SportsLine. This is the real deal. This is the real show. Now, Jay Smooth. Now, full disclosure at home. Jay Smooth, Justin Perri was like, do I wear a hat? Or for the ladies, do I let all the locks just blow? I said go with the hat. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, Coach? Good to be here. Excited. I get to do this Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So excited to bring some more winners. Nailed Cameron Payne last night. Got that first 5 under in the White Sox game too yesterday. So hopeful to give out some more winners today.
Yeah, we got tons of games we're going to talk about that still have yet to play tonight. M Squared, haven't seen you in about 7 hours. How are you, sir?
Yeah, 6-7 hours. I've been better, that's for sure. The White Sox game, a painful loss on the run line. It's one of the second times in the last 8 days I've lost a run line play that won, and I lost it because there was an unearned run. So that one just wasn't fun. That unearned run cost the White Sox that cover in that game. And then now we're sweating this Phillies game. Just absolutely crazy. I've been tweeting the in-game win probability, and it is now flipped again. The last time I tweeted it, it was 80% win probability for the Nationals. We are up to 77% win probability for the Phillies currently.
I've never seen more bad pitching than what I've seen today. And we'll quickly talk about that game before we get into the basketball game. But we're on the Nats today. The Maestro gave it out earlier today. They were down 5-0. We thought, it's over. They come back tied at 5. The Phillies scored 4. 9-5. Okay, it's over. Wait a second. We scored 6, 11-9. That's where the win probability comes in. Then the Phillies now in this inning have scored. They scored 2 in the other inning and then 2 in this inning. So it's now 12-11 in the bottom of the 8th. The bases are still juiced with 1 out, and every pitcher seems like has gone. These are the games that it's really hard to lose. It's really hard to lose when you come all the way back twice, take a lead, and then this happens. This is when you really test whether or not you're going to go on tilt, huh, Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those, it's just brutal for anyone watching this game right now, right? No matter what side you're on, one team's going to score at least 11 runs and lose this baseball game, which is just absolutely crazy. But, yeah, sorry if you bet the under 9 today, take a lap.
If you bet the under 20 today, you would take a lap right now. There's 23 combined runs in this game. We did win a soccer game earlier today. Spain-Slovakia over 2.5. They scored 5 goals in that game. And France, again, heartbreaking for us as we had a 2-1 lead. They get a penalty. Ronaldo scores. The game ends in a 2-2 tie. That would have been a plus money win, which would have been fantastic. So that is a quick recap of our morning plays. But as many of you know, in our comment section, we invite all of you to participate. Little housekeeping here very, very quickly. Earlier today, we had some nastiness going on in the comment section. So I'm only going to say this one time and one time only. We're okay if you complain. We're okay if you want to blame us for losing money. We're okay with that. But when you start going after each other and racist stuff starts showing up in the comment section, I have no toleration for that. So this is the one warning for everybody, even our positive followers or our negative followers. You start using that kind of stuff, you will get blocked from everything SportsLine. End of story. Okay, that's enough of that. So we're going to be giving away year-long subscriptions to SportsLine today. The first one, we need to get to 100 likes. We know that. We're going to get to 100 likes, and we'll probably very quickly get to 200, and then I've got an option for a third. But first and foremost, let's get to 100 likes, and we will have Johnny, our producer, keep track of that. And if you want to guarantee that you are eligible and we can get a hold of you, also leave your Twitter handle in the comment section, and we collect the handles too, and that helps us award a year-long subscription because we're not always able to get a hold of you. All right, that's enough housekeeping. Let's get into the NBA tonight. Zach Attack, this is your first show here at SportsLine for the live show anyway. And you're on the Hawks tonight from the early morning show, +8. This line started -7 when it first came out. It's moved to -8 now. The totals come all the way down from 229.5 to 225.5 currently. Are you still confident, sir, in that Hawks +8 tonight?
Well, actually, I'm on the Bucks. I'm on the Bucks.
Yeah. Oh, my bad. Who's on the Hawks today? My bad. Oh,
that I believe that was a SportsLine play. One of the experts on. So I think Mike Barner, I believe, was on the Hawks side of it. Yeah,
you're right. My apologies. So tell Mike Barner, Zach Attack, why you believe the Bucks should be the play tonight. I like this all of a sudden. I like this. Go ahead.
Well, I just think you look at the way that playoffs has went in the Eastern Conference. The Nets and Bucks were the true Eastern Conference finals. You see that from time to time. The Hawks are lucky to get there. I think it's going to be tough for them to even get 1, maybe 2 wins. But I just look at the Bucks. They are ready for this moment. They had the issue with the Toronto Raptors a couple of years ago. Last year with the Miami Heat, we saw how focused they were in round 1 against the Miami Heat. Obviously, the Nets were a different story, but they're going to get back to the way they played against Miami. They're going to have that strong defense. And I really think this is a series where Giannis can get back to what he does best, just attack the paint. He's not going to be taking turnaround jumpers. He shouldn't be shooting 3-point shots. And I just think the way that flow will go for the Bucks is going to be good for them. And the Hawks are banged up right now as well.
Mad Max of the Thunderdome, our young, sharp new capper at SportsLine. He just gave out a couple of minutes ago, guys. Trae Young over 2.5 threes, -120, I believe, is the number. Mike, you like that play?
I don't hate it. There are a couple reasons why. I think I read part of his pick that popped up there. The reason why I don't hate it is I do think he's going to approach double-digit attempts. And if this game's going to be competitive all for Atlanta, he's going to have to drain 3+ threes in this game for them to remain competitive. So for that reason, I don't dislike the play at all. It's right around where I have it in the simulations. I would like to see -110 instead of -120, but it's a product of playing an over. And at this point in the season, what a sportsbook's going to offer you. But I'm pretty firmly on the Milwaukee Bucks in the series. As far as the spread goes, I make this spread -6.8 for them, and that's giving a lot of credit to the Atlanta Hawks. As Zach kind of mentioned, the Hawks are without a doubt the weakest of the remaining teams by a considerable margin. I make them the 10th best team in the NBA. It's relatively improbable that they are here. They've obviously overperformed and had things go their way, but they're definitely nowhere near the Milwaukee Bucks in terms of any sort of rating system.
Which brings us to the big bet that we have here on the show. We like to call it the SportsLine Showdown. That's right. 2 cappers on 1. But the Maestro, he can hold his own. I believe, Justin, you started the little bit of trash talk. I believe it was you. And here's what the bet looks like. So the bet that Maestro liked is the Hawks +2.5 games, which essentially means the Bucks would have to win the series in 4 or 5 games for the Bucks side to win the bet. J Smooth and M Squared, they're on the Bucks side. $100 our normal bet here on the show. So Justin and then Mike, you can piggyback. Do you still feel confident a day or two later in this play?
I mean, yeah. I'm pretty excited about it. I really like this line. I really don't think that the Hawks are going to have that level of competition that, the Bucks have been facing. I mean, they just beat the Nets. I think we get a gentleman's sweep. I think it's done in 5 games. I think we see, the line's been moving towards the Bucks this morning. I know I grabbed the Bucks at 6.5 for just like a small play because I figured it was going to close closer to 7.5. And now it's at 8. With Bogey not going to play for the Hawks, potentially, they're going to need that scoring, which is why I'm going to say I do support Max on his prop bet. Mike always talks about the percentage that these guys shoot. If Trae is going to shoot 12 times and he shoots 30%, then we're going to get, something close to like 3.5 shots actually made. So, yeah, I'm with it. I think, they're going to need some type of offense, but I wouldn't be shocked if we get a blowout in game 1 tonight.
Mikey?
Yeah, no, I definitely feel incredibly confident about it. Like I said, the rating system's not really close at all. I think that Milwaukee's had a few distinct advantages here. Like, I mean, frankly, this Atlanta Hawks team shouldn't be there. The way the 76ers blew those leads, whether you want to say they should have or shouldn't have, it's just incredibly improbable that they're still alive at this point. While they took down the Bucks took down the Nets. They also took down the Miami Heat, got some experience defending someone like Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. I just think that they're obviously a much better team defensively, and they've got the three-headed monster there of Giannis, Chris Middleton, and Jrue Holiday. The combination of all three of them is going to be very difficult to contain for this Atlanta squad. So I'm very, very confident in it. The only thing that I would say is, if Justin wanted to hedge, you're playing along and you're doing what on our side of the bet and you want to hedge your bet, I would strongly consider taking the Hawks money line tonight. It's approaching plus 300. If you think they're going to take this game to 6 or 7, give the series to 6 or 7 games, they have got to steal one of these first two on the road, without a doubt. So
interesting thought process there. Quick update, by the way. The Nationals did get out of that unscathed. They're down by 1. Josh Bell, who hit a big grand slam earlier today, he just led off the top of the 9th. What a shock, with a single. So 1 on, nobody out. The Nats are down by 1, chasing for us. Speaking of, let's dive into props really quick for this NBA game tonight. And Zack Attack, I'm going to come back to you because it hasn't been confirmed yet, and it should be very, very soon because we're about 3 hours away from game time right now. But if he plays, you have Bogdanović over 13.5 points, another single for the Nats, and then PJ Tucker under 4.5 points for the Bucks. Explain yourself, sir.
Well, with Bogdanović, I love the way he played against the Bucks this year. 2 games, he was the leading scorer in both of those. He only played in 2 of the 3. He was the leading scorer in both of those. And I think he's going to get the shots tonight, obviously, with his banged-up knee. He'll play. We'll see if he's determined not to play. Maybe they hold him out. There's a chance there. But he played in Game 7 against the 76ers, so why wouldn't he play in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals? They need his leadership on the floor. And really, if he's not on the floor, I don't know where they're going to fill that void in terms of points because the Bucks, they're going to run up and down the floor. And I think they're going to score maybe 120 points. And then PJ Tucker, he is on the floor just for his defense. You look at the Hawks, they have a smaller backcourt, really have size in the interior with John Collins and Clint Capella. So he really doesn't fit on the floor for this series like he did against the Nets. And then you look at the way before that Nets series, he went under 12 of the last 13 games, and he averaged only 3.3 points per game this year. So I like PJ Tucker under, and I really do think the Bucks use their bench more. They only played 7-8 guys against the Nets. They really wanted to hinder Kevin Durant and chase him, but I think they're going to play their bench more. Maybe Jeff Teague gets some minutes, maybe Pat Connaughton gets more minutes, and PJ Tucker is back in that 25-minute range.
I think a better bet would be the over-under on comparing his points to how many times he bitches to the referee. I've never seen a dude bitch more than PJ Tucker. Now, we've never had to guard Kevin Durant either, so I understand. That was a long day at the office for BJ Tucker. But my God, stop with the bitching and the complaining. Sacrifice bunt for the Nationals. 2nd and 3rd, 1 out, down 1, top of the 9th. This is the exact definition of a sweat. All right, we're getting close to the 100 likes here on Early Edge Live. If you haven't liked the show yet, give us a like at our YouTube page. Then we can get to 200, and we will give out a year-long subscription right away. We're not going to wait till the end of the hour. We're going to do it right away. Also, leave us your Twitter handle somewhere in the comment section so we can throw your name into the mix as well. That'll cover all of the little issues that we have that we're trying to cover as well. Jay Smooth, I don't know if you've looked at or you are on any of the prop bets today outside of the side. Do you have anything?
Not really today. I didn't really take too much of a peek, just thinking about how this game might have to be played and the way that you might expect the Bucks to come out. I wouldn't be shocked to see Jrue Holiday get a little more involved in the scoring tonight because, he's going to be facing Trae Young, who is not really much of a defender and is probably going to be saving most of his energy and output in terms of like trying to score. So I might be interested in looking at some Jrue Holiday lines and expecting a pretty good performance out of him. I really think that's where this game's going to be won or lost in the front court, and I do expect the Bucks to win the front court battle and win the series through that.
Hey, Johnny, can you look up real quick on William Hill what the Drew Holiday over points would be, please, for me if you
18
could?
18.5.
18.5. Thank you very much. 18.5. Just your initial thoughts. I mean, when he wants to score, he can score. He's a $40 million a year player. He can score 20. He can score 20. I think I like the over for him tonight. I like that a lot.
I'm with it.
He's taking a lot of shots, that's for sure. Five for 23 in Game 7.
Okay. All right. I like that. Do we feel comfortable giving that out as a play?
I'll go with it. Yeah, let's put it on my name. Right. I love it. Okay. I'll bet it myself too.
All right. So Jay Smooth. Oh, base hit for the Nationals, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
13-12. 13.
2 runs. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. All right, Jay Smooth. He's on the over. Drew Holiday, 18.5. Our first official play on the afternoon show. All right. We'll get back to basketball in a second. We're already 20 minutes in. It goes so fast. It's hard to believe. And thank you all for joining us here on Early Edge Live. We do it in the afternoons. We're expanding by the fall to every single day right here, 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern time. Don't forget, we're trying to get to 100 likes. We're very, very, very close. Keep giving us your Twitter handle. We'll throw that into a pot. Somebody's going to win a year-long subscription to SportsLine here momentarily. Let's move over to baseball now. And, Zach, I want to start with your play because I think it's quickly becoming a double play out of the inning, 13-12 going to the bottom of the ninth. I think the Padres-Dodgers is becoming the biggest rivalry in baseball, more than the Red Sox and Yankees. The Dodgers have been overvalued lately. We were on them yesterday or 2 days ago. They came through. You like the Padres again tonight. Why?
Well, you just don't see the Dodgers get swept too often, for one thing. They're in that spot here. I know I've seen a lot of posts on how often the Dodgers have been underdogs. It was a long streak that they were favored, and now it's 3 games in a row that they're slight underdogs here. You look at the way the Padres pitching staff is handling them. I think Joe Musgrove is more than capable of doing the same thing, only 2 runs in both Monday and Tuesday's losses. And then Trevor Bauer, what I touched on this morning, they're struggling to get run support for him, especially on the road. He hasn't taken the wins and losses in all of them, but as a team, they've been 1-7 in his last 8 games on the road. And that one win was his last start against the Diamondbacks, in which was a 3-0 victory.
Oh, very, very cool. When you have a team like the Dodgers, guys, and Mikey, Jay Smooth, anybody can jump in here, and they're favored so often, and everybody believes they're the best team in baseball, but yet they don't play like it, and the market doesn't always adjust. These are the type of situations that Zack Attack has found that you're getting incredible value when maybe it should be minus 150, minus 160, but because it's the Dodgers, you get it at minus 115. How often does this happen, and how hard is it to stay away from a player who likes to play the Dodgers, the Yankees, the Cubs, kind of the blue bloods of Major League Baseball?
You want to start? I'll take it. So you start.
Yeah, no, okay. So but these teams are obviously loved, right? Like everybody loves the Cubs, everybody loves the Yankees, everybody loves the Dodgers. There's fan bases across the country. These teams travel well. You probably know like 5 people who probably shouldn't be fans of these teams, but probably are anyway. And you're like, whoa, why? Like they're the bandwagon teams, right? They're the big market teams, the teams that everybody loves to love, the teams that are going to be, cashed in on by betting houses because they understand the favoritism, and they would be, foolish to not mark up or essentially charge more to bet on these teams. And so it happens very regularly. And I think we just talked about it the other day. It was like the first day that the Dodgers were going to open or close as plus money underdogs in like 300 something games. So, it's pretty rare for a team that's as dominant as the Dodgers to come up as the underdog. And usually when it happens, it's because there's a good reason. This San Diego Padres team on their home turf should be able to complete the sweep tonight.
Mikey?
Yeah, no, like Justin said, we've talked about it a little bit in the past. The Dodgers are certainly one of those teams, like the Yankees, like the Cubs, like a little bit of the White Sox this year as well. There's generally going to be about 3% baked into their line. So what that means is, say they're a true even money play at plus 100. That's right at 50%. the price, you're not going to be able to get them at that. It's always going to be a good 3% inflated. That's going to move the line all the way to minus 113. You're paying 13 cents plus there. So it is a situation where you can pick on them, like Zach is doing so tonight. This is a situation where the Dodgers, the Padres, frankly, should be minus 127, minus 128 in this matchup, and you're still seeing that inflation. So it's exactly what you're describing. It happens when an established powerhouse franchise like that plays a team that is kind of up and coming, like the Padres are right now. So it happens a lot. It's a rare situation because the Padres, a lot like the White Sox, on a normal night, they're not seeing the full 3% inflation. They're seeing 1.5 to 2% inflation. But when you pair them against that team, it still has it to where you can actually bet on them pretty regularly.
Oh, cool. Very cool. Ding, 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 ding. 2 things. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
Let's go.
1-run lead. Let's go. Also, we have our first winner today. We got 100 likes. Our first winner today of a year-long sub to SportsLine at MaxB127. At MaxB127. And Johnny, our producer, will reach out to you and tell you, give you all the details. Welcome to the family, sir. Now, let's get to 200 likes. And for those of you who have already liked, we're going to do a separate little contest for all of you. Once again, leave your Twitter handle and also leave us whether or not you think tonight's NBA game at 225.5 will go over, under. Just type over, under. We see that. We're going to put you into a separate little category, and you can have a chance at a year-long sub as well and come join the family. Let's move on to another play tonight. Last night, a ton of runs late in this matchup as the Yankees blew it twice to the Kansas City Royals. But tonight, Jay Smooth, you are on the over 10 here. And last night, neither team could hold a lead, and it sailed over the over. And we're hoping it does it again tonight. Explain yourself. No! Sorry.
Uh-oh. What happened?
An error at shortstop to end the game. So the game continues. Runner at first, 2 outs.
Oh, wow.
You can't make this up. You can't make this up. Wow. All right, back to the Royals, Yankees over 10. Go.
So yeah, I'm gonna be on the over tonight. I actually have a little bit of steam against me. It has moved to 9.5. So taking the over at 9.5 is heavily juiced now at close to minus 120 on multiple spots. So no, I really do think that we're going to see more offense tonight. This is a little bit of a weather-related play. There should be a nice hitting condition for tonight. And neither pitcher is really all that. I'm looking at Danny Duffy coming off the injured list. He's not stretched out. He's not going to throw 100 pitches. So we're probably going to get a lot of exposure to the bullpen. And then the Yankees aren't really rolling out anybody who I'm too worried about either. So I do expect some more fireworks tonight. I think the Yankees are going to be looking for a win. Pretty rough to lose behind Garrett Cole last night. Anyone who backed the Royals just taking those heavy money underdogs probably pretty happy with themselves right now.
Yeah, but don't make a history of that or make it a habit of that, or you can go to the Broke House very, very quickly if you decide to do that. Quick update out of Seattle right now. The Rockies are up 3-0 after 4. The big story here, guys, is that Marquez is currently throwing a perfect game against the Seattle Mariners. So we will keep our eyes on that as we move along. We're getting a lot of chatter about that error in the Philadelphia game. This game should be over. And not only was there an error, but I think he took the ball off the face. And so the trainers are now out on the field tending to the shortstop or third baseman. This is crazy. This is one of the craziest games I've ever seen in my life. But we have a chance to win. Yes, come on. 25 runs in an afternoon game. This is unheard of. By the way, we're keeping our eye on one other prop today, guys. And I can't remember who gave it out. Maybe Mad Max did. Woodruff over strikeouts. And right now he's at 5. I believe the over is 7.5 for the Brewers. So we'll keep our eye on that prop as well that we gave out
also
earlier.
Only has the only RBI.
Yeah, he has the only
RBI in the game. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. All right. Yesterday, and Zach, we'll get back to you because you have the Rays and the Red Sox, and then I want you to piggyback, Mikey, on wherever kind of Zach goes here. You're on the Rays today, minus 145. Yesterday, SportsLine was on the over, which sailed in the third inning in this game, but you like the Rays side today. Why?
I just think it's a good spot. You look at the way they've lost 3 straight extra inning games. They had the day off Monday. It was a tough game yesterday. They got down early with the run support that Eduardo Rodriguez got. And I just think you look at the way they've lost. Actually, 5 of their last 8 games have been in extra innings. I think they get off to a good start tonight against Garrett Richards, who hasn't been pitching well in his last 3 starts. So they're going to get off to a good start here. And they can get after that Red Sox bullpen. They've been struggling to score runs late. That's why they've been playing in extra innings. But I think they get at that Red Sox bullpen and build on their lead instead of getting in that situation once again.
Wouldn't that be nice? What do you think, Mikey?
Yeah, I think that if I had to play it, it would probably be on that Rays side, but I don't love it. I don't have enough edge to play it in the model personally. Typically, one thing that that I'm always looking for is looking for a pitcher getting a positive boost in the overall environment they're pitching in. That's what Garrett Richards is going to get tonight, going to Tropicana there. It's just a massive difference in where his baseline is. Did we win? Third out?
We got the win. It's over. It's over in Philadelphia.
Let's go.
What a sweat. How many hits were there in the game? Were there close to 30 base hits? It was 25 runs. There had to be.
25 runs.
At least.
Box score right now, 27 hits combined. Just 1 error. So 13, 12, and 1, 12, 15, and 0 for Philadelphia. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And it's always
another 14 walks.
14 walks?
Yeah.
Wow. I wish we could publish our text thread that we have between just us, because if you would have read it when the Phillies were up 5-0, because the Maestro was kind of waffling a little bit today. Like, he was confident in his pick, and I kind of pushed him to the edge. a little bit, and I'm glad that he went with his gut, because his gut is right way more than his gut is wrong. But we never expected this. But this is why we love sports betting, man. Come on. You never say die. Never write an L next to the game until it's over, baby. Until it's over. We are crossing the bottom of the hour. It's 5:30 here or 5:30 on the East Coast, 2:30 out here on the West Coast, where I am currently. This is Early Edge Live. We do it most weekdays when there's a big game at night. And certainly tonight, there's a big one. The Hawks and the Bucks, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The Suns, by the way, up 2-0. Quickly, as we cross the bottom of the hour, I want to talk about that game just a little bit, because we hit a prop last night by over 13 or 15 points. DeAndre Ayton. I mean, I've never felt more of a lock than I thought we had last night. Zach, let's start with you. The way the Suns are playing right now, and they didn't cover last night, but they covered on the money line with that late 0.9 dunk by Ayton. But his props have been automatic. Why do you think the market has not adjusted his props yet?
I'm not sure. Before, what was his number before? Was it about 12?
Yeah, it was like 12 to 15. 12 to 15. I was 15.5.
This went up a little bit, but I don't think I expected him to be on the floor as long as he has been. But they're playing Zubac all those minutes, and Zubac can't get up to the rim. So he had a lot of alley-oop dunks yesterday. Of course, the grand finale, and he's hitting jump shots. I saw him make a jump shot. He was stuck on 12 for a long time. He hit that jump shot to get him going, and they just need to feed him the ball. I thought they were going to blow the game with the way they were shooting those jump shots. Devin Booker was off yesterday, but they need to feed him the ball and just let him get going.
Yeah, the Devin Booker prop was over 31.5 last night. It doesn't help when he gets 2 fouls early. Then he gets a cut on the nose. So anybody who played that over, wasn't even close. Go ahead.
I will say one other thing. I was just thinking about the way they're playing. Cameron Payne, he was really a jump shooter. Now he's weaving in and out, and you're seeing Ayton be able to get those offensive rebounds. He's just staying active. So if Cameron Payne's able to wiggle around like he is and get those layups, and Ayton's able to clean off the glass, he's going to keep hitting those props.
What was that prop you hit last night with Payne there, Jay Smooth? Did you have Cameron Payne last night?
The 6.5 assists.
Yeah.
6.5 assists. Okay.
Pretty
he played incredible confidence. I mean, right now, and I thought when they lost Chris Paul that maybe him getting thrust into the starting lineup, him getting more playing time might affect him a little bit. It's done the opposite. It's given him more confidence to take shots because he knows he's not coming out of the game. The series price right now on the Suns is minus 880. You can't play it. I mean, you just can't play it at this point. Clippers are plus 646. They've been down 0-2, guys, in every series thus far. Looking at that number, is it worth a sprinkle? Plus 646?
I personally don't think so.
No,
I don't. I know. I look. It's the same thing that's going on with the Hawks right now. It's a different level of competition in the Suns. It's a different level of competition in the Bucks. I mean, the Jazz had to hurt Donovan Mitchell, and before that, I mean, the Hawks the Suns didn't really have much problem dispatching a hurt Los Angeles Lakers team either. So it's going to be, and now they have a hurt team in the Clippers. I just don't think the Clippers are going to be able to do this. The Suns should be able to put it away in 5 to 6 games. Clippers probably take 1 on their home court over the next 2. But yeah, I'm not touching the series price. I just don't think it's worth it. Maybe like the smallest little bit, but I don't think it's going to win. So,
right.
They just don't have.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, I think the massive difference, obviously, is Kawhi Leonard was available for all those other series, and he is obviously not so far at this point. Before the series started, I basically said I thought Kawhi comes back for Game 4 on Saturday. I think that's probably what happens. I think they fall behind 3-0 in the series. Kawhi comes back. They win the final game at home, and then Phoenix closes them out, back in Phoenix for Game 5. So that's why I see it going down at this point. Never going to kill you if you want to sprinkle on something 600 or more. But I think that if you know that you're going to do that, you got to have some pretty reliable intel that Kawhi is going to come back and Kawhi is going to play close to 40 minutes. Otherwise, I don't think they have a chance.
It's kind of like when you bet on a plus 600 fighter in MMA. You're almost guaranteed to lose. And you're only doing it, maybe he catches a haymaker. Maybe the Clippers catch a haymaker and they hit every shot like they did in Game 7 against the Jazz, and maybe that. But I think collectively we agree, no matter what you put on it, $50, $100, $200, it's probably a loser. And we're not in the business of recommending losers, so we're going to stay away from.
And they haven't even had Chris Paul back. So once he comes back, I think it's going to be like the Lakers effect when he was playing with that sore shoulder, 70-75%. Then towards the end of the series, he was back closer to 100%. So once he gets on the floor, I don't see any more adjustments the Clippers can make.
Great point, Zach.
He's ruled in. He's Chris Paul is available to play in this game, in this next game. Other thing I would mention, just when you want to play the plus 600, just make sure you understand what it is. We have a bet calculator on SportsLine. You can go in and type in all of the numbers over there. Go type in plus 600 and let it spit out the percent for you. That's going to show you that you have a 14% chance of winning or an 86% chance of losing. And it's just important to understand that while you want to place that bet, you understand that if you think that number is even close to appropriate, you're guaranteeing yourself you're going to lose at least 80% of the time when you make that play.
I hope that many of you know at home that when you watch this and you listen to my guys, that it's all a numbers game. We love the sports and they are human beings, but the reason that we stay in the game and the reason that we're profitable on the long haul is because it's about the numbers. And so you can't do what I did in my 20s. You can't just blindly bet because it's fun and you go, oh, I got a little bit of money. No, you've got to have what Mikey says is intel, or listen to really smart guys like my guys, and they'll give you the intel. But then don't blame us when we lose 44% of the time. Come on. All right, let's get back to plays for it tonight. Jay Smooth, let's go to one of yours. You love the A's. I played them yesterday, and they won easily over the Rangers, but you like them tonight on the run line on the road. Those are two things that normally I hate to put together. Road, run line. Explain yourself.
Yeah, sure. I'll explain myself. I love this play. I think it's a big game for the A's because it's a rubber game in the series, and they lost the first game to the Rangers. Zach actually called that game correctly. So, this is the third game of the series. It's the rubber game. I expect the A's are going to be out there looking to win this one. They are only a game behind the Astros. They're playing a division rival in the Rangers. They know how to beat this team, and they're getting a gift with Mike Fultonewicz on the mound today. He might be the worst pitcher in baseball right now. Out of qualified pitchers, he has the worst weighted on-base average, the worst expected isolated strength metric, and the worst expected slugging metric. So people are really just crushing the ball against him. The A's are a great home run hitting team. I just do not see this being a long, extended outing for him, and the A's should crush him. So I'm going to back him to win by multiple runs and lock in the series win tonight.
Does anybody else love this play tonight? Jason.
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I definitely. Oh yeah, definitely. Would have been one that I would have given, but Justin had already given it out there. I have a lot of the Oakland A's in daily fantasy tonight. Have them stacked up a lot. Some of it is a little deceiving because just like taking the run line on the road team, just like playing daily fantasy, the most valuable thing you can get is additional plate appearances, especially in daily fantasy. When you're backing a team that's on the road, you're guaranteed a ninth inning to put more runs on the board to have more chances to hit. So that's why they pop a little more in the daily fantasy models than some of the sports betting stuff. But love the A's here. I think it's a great spot for them.
Right, just going to jump in really quick again. So the A's are 20-12 on the run line away from home and have covered in 8 of their last 10 games in total, home and away. So really thinking that they're going to get this one pretty nice. So yeah, there's my play. Let's lock it in.
Educate, entertain. Educate, entertain. That's what we do. All right, quickly, because I don't want to wait until 5 minutes left in the show because we're already down to 20 minutes. Because this hour goes so damn fast. So many of you in the comment section, thank you so much for joining us live. Continue to like us. We're getting close to 200. Also, leave your Twitter handle and the word over or under, depending on what you think is going to come in tonight in the Hawks and the Bucks game 1. And if we hit 200 likes, we'll give away a year-long sub. And we're going to give away another to any of you who put your Twitter handle and over under in the comment section as well, because we want as many people in our community at SportsLine as possible. And we're growing in leaps and bounds, and we can't thank you enough. The other day, right after we talked about this particular series, the comments went nuts because we don't give hockey enough time. So let's spend the next 3 to 5 minutes before we get back around to the NBA, because tonight the series could be over in the East. The Lightning tonight, minus 144. The total is 5. They scored 8 goals by themselves in game number 5 to take the total by themselves. The Islanders have to win at home. And on SportsLine, my guy Jeff Hockman, he's on the Islanders plus 125 to even this series and send it back to Tampa for game 7. Anybody that wants to jump in and comment on this game, Jay Smooth, you can start. Your mouse can piggyback.
Really quickly, I'm not going to talk about hockey. I actually have to run, so I just wanted to thank everybody for having me today. I love being here, but I got some Yankee tickets. I'm going to go check out the Yankee game tonight.
Whoa. So I just want to make sure that I'm straight with this. So you're going to leave the show early.
Yes.
To go to a Yankees game that you bet on tonight. Am I clear on that?
100%. 100%.
I'll be there. Go.
I'll have a great time, man. I will be out there in the bleachers catching home runs. I will see you guys tomorrow morning on the early edge at 10 a.m. though. So have a great rest of the show, guys.
Awesome. Enjoy the game.
Awesome. All right. We do have a question that just came in on the comment section because I know I don't get to enough of the questions, and I apologize for that. Asking for a pro's opinion, given the number of games decided by one run. If you love a run line play in baseball, is it better to pay the extra 50 to 80 cents and play the money line? It's something we've discussed at times. Full disclosure, I did it today for the White Sox, but it's only because I've been up a lot, so I played the money line, so I won. But, Mikey, I know you love to address this because we have new people coming in all the time. Explain your philosophy and why it's profitable, even if the record is not above 500. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, the short answer is going to be it's going to be very dependent on each individual situation. So what I'm doing when I make any sort of play, I'm simulating every game. I see the win percentages. I see the run distributions, where everything comes in. A lot of times depending on the team too, right? So like with a team like the White Sox, a team like the Dodgers, some of the better teams, those money line numbers get inflated to the point where there's more value to take the run line in the simulations. It also depends on the book that you're playing at, right? So one that I played yesterday, I got the run line minus 1.5 plus 145. Some of the other sports books I have available to me are offering it minus 1.5 plus 128. And there's just a massive difference in the price point between those two numbers. So it really depends on where you're shopping. But generally speaking, in a sport like baseball so far this season, when you're dealing with extra inning games and the new rules, you're dealing with some, depends on what part of the season too, right? So when we get into the warmer months, they just tend to be a more higher variance outcome because the weather is impacting the flight of the baseball significantly more. We're looking at more run scoring. Generally, when we get to that point, it's going to be more profitable taking a run line. You're going to save a lot of juice there. For example, the Maestro yesterday played the same White Sox game, played it on the run line, lost it. Had he played it on the money line, it would have been laying, I think, minus 180, minus 200. That's essentially 2 plays that you lose, right? Off of a normal even money play that you just lost 2 games, essentially. So it really just depends. Depends on the teams, depends on the time of the year, the ballpark they're playing in. Is it a good run scoring environment? Is it not? But for me, generally, it's all just a matter of which one stands out more in the simulations.
Zach, how do you decide whether or not you're going to play the run line or the money line in your handicapping?
Well, I'm much more selective. I just like to stick to money lines. On the rare occasion when I really expect a blowout, I will go on the run line like I did on the show Saturday with the Dodgers. But if you do it, you just have to be careful. I'll just use the Dodgers as an example. They won 9-3 on Saturday. Then Sunday they were up 9-1, gave up 7 runs, I think, in the bottom of the 8th or something like that. Only won 9-8. But so you have to be really cautious, be ready to jump in on some in-game bets if you're going to do both bets.
And I would say this, if you are somebody that plays with us every single day and you're putting in 8, 10, 15 bets and you're using money management, then I would say that the way Mikey does it, if you're doing the long play, is the right play because you're going to have more of those wins than you have the losses. But if you are very selective, you don't play with us every day, I think that can be kind of a dangerous thing, as Zach said. But I do what Mikey says because I play every single day. And I play everything that we play on the show. And if you do that 10 to 20 times a day, then over the long haul, you're going to be more profitable. And at the end of the day, it's about profit. It's not about record, especially in baseball. Quickly, let's get back to it because I know a lot of people like it when we talk about this. We won't spend a lot of time on it. But either one of you have a comment tonight. I've been playing hockey a lot, more than I've ever played before in my life. Do we think the Islanders can cover at that plus money tonight?
I don't love it. I think the market's pretty efficient on the number, but I will, like I said, be very transparent and straightforward with it. I stopped running hockey simulations at the end of the regular season, mainly this year just because of the massive overlap with the NBA and Major League Baseball. I golf now, like everything's going on at the same time for me. So not something I keep up on, but there's a slight model edge on dusting it off, looking at everything. Again, it's just blindly following the data. I haven't made any manual adjustments. I haven't done any sort of interpreting in any way. But there is a slight edge on Tampa as I have them winning 61% of the time. That's going to put them around minus 155 in the market.
And I told you that Jeff Hockman is on the Islanders plus 125. If you really want to lay some significant juice, you could play the Islanders on the puck line at plus 1.5, and that tends to be the best outcome. Either they win or they lose by 1. Now, Tampa has proven they can blow out anybody, and they blew them out by 8 goals. So be very, very careful what you decide to play tonight. I'm probably going to steer clear of it. Zach, are you making any play on this hockey game tonight?
I'm right there with Mike. I haven't really been following the postseason this year. In the past years I have, but this year with the NBA playoffs overlapping going into July, I just haven't focused on it too much besides VGK. All
right, cool. We will move on.
I'll make one comment on that, Coach, just because, like you said, it is elimination spot for the Islanders, right? So that's one where I would be cautious on the puck line. If you like them, I would be way more willing to invest on the money line just because if they are not winning the game and they're down by 1 goal, like we're looking at 5+ minutes of empty nets, right? Because it is an all-out absolute elimination spot. There's 0 to lose. Their goalie's going to be pulled 5+ minutes left. So that's the only thing I think that you're looking at. Easy. If they're not winning the game, I think you're looking at very easy, very likely empty net goals. So I think that if you're interested in investing in the Islanders tonight, there are 2 ways to do it. It's going to be on the money line and it's going to be on the over. I think that those are the 2 safest ways to get your exposure there.
Yeah, I took the over on the last game. Easily it sailed over. It was 5. That's kind of been the number that all the games have settled on is 5. It pushed last night in the Vegas series 4-1. That over total was 5. So I think I have a tendency to lean towards the over because I just don't know what's going to happen. Either one of these teams could win. Let's circle back around now because we're less than 15 minutes left in the show. And again, thank you everybody for tuning into Early Edge Live. Zach, M Squared, myself, and our entire team here at Early Edge. We'll be back again tomorrow with another live hour. Continue those likes to come in. We're getting very, very close to 200 likes and another year-long sub given out. We're also going to give out a year-long sub to those of you who left your Twitter handle and either the over or the under, whatever you think is going to come through tonight in the Bucks and the Hawks game. That's all you have to do. A couple of plays we've given out during this hour. We gave out Drew Holiday over 18.5 points for the Bucks tonight. Also, Mad Max in the Thunderdome, he gave out Trae Young over 2.5 made threes tonight in that Bucks game as well. And then Zach Attack, remind everybody at home the props that you are on tonight and the side you're on tonight.
PJ Tucker under 4.5 points. I just think he's going to have reduced minutes in this series. And then Bogdanovich, I just checked one more time to see if he's still game time status. So we'll see if he ends up playing. You have to wait last minute on that one. But if he does play, I like the over 13.5 points. He averaged 30 points in the 2 games he played against the Bucks this year. And then I do like the Bucks -8. I think it's going to go one of 2 ways. It stays a close game, and then the Hawks have one of their lapses. We saw it happen in the Knicks series. They would have those late 3rd, early 4th lapses and still pull it off because the Knicks couldn't score, or they just blow them out. So I think the Bucks are a good play here, -8.
Yep. Which side do you like, Mikey?
I mean, look, I think I love the Bucks in the series. I love the Bucks overall. I made the number -6.8 with a lot of respect to Atlanta. So if I had to play it, I would probably at 8 with leans just in the favor of Atlanta. But overall, where I wanted to attack the game was with Danilo Gallinari props, but they unfortunately are not available, not posted. A lot of that is due to the status of Bogdanovich. So we'll watch that, see if we get lucky and get something posted. I mentioned on the Early Edge this morning at the very top of that show just how hard the total in this one is crashing. It's come down 4.5 points all the way down from 229.5. I told you this morning it should close at 225. We just got the movement in the last 15 minutes, down another half point to 225 at William Hill. You see that a lot at this point in the season as things tighten up. I think that I would have leaned heavy under at that 229. I think it's getting very efficient. I have it at 224.7 in the simulation, so there's not a lot left on the bone there. But if you want to play it, I think it's fine to still lean under in this spot. But really, I unfortunately don't have anything on Danilo Gallinari, who I wanted to take the over on. I kind of like Max's over 2.5 threes on Trae, but it's going to be Trae Young or Danilo Gallinari that's going to have to really score if we think that Atlanta's going to make this competitive, if you think they're going to cover that 8. Frankly, if you think the game's going to go over, it's going to have to be one or both of those 2 players hitting their over props as well.
All right, so let me ask you this because we have a comment from Sean in the comment section. He has a question. Thoughts on Trae Young over 9.5 assists at -120 or a double-double for Trae Young at -103? Either one of you can take it.
I actually think the Bucks are going to do their best to not make Trae Young a facilitator. I think you'd rather have him drive the ball or shoot his shots like he's done earlier in the postseason. Don't let him facilitate the basketball like he did against the 76ers because that's what gets them going. So don't let him get to those double-digit assists. He's already banged up. He struggled against the Bucks this year just in the one game, 3 for 17, one of his worst games of the year. So they can handle him one-on-one. So I think that's the way they're going to attack that. So I would take the under on the 9.5 assists.
All right, what about the double-double, Mikey?
Yeah, I mean, if you're taking the under on the assist, you have to take the under on the double-double. There's essentially, in this matchup in particular, I think there's very, very, very low probability that there's any chance of a rebound number getting close to 10. I think the rebounds are going to be ultra competitive in this game, in this series with Giannis and Middleton on the floor. Drew Holiday, the way he plays. I tend to agree with Zach as well. Holiday can contain him enough. They're not going to double him frequently. They're not going to force him to facilitate as much as you might expect. I think they're going to play straight up on him. I think they're going to play straight up on Kevin Huerter. I think they're going to play straight up pretty much across the board. And that's a lot of the reason why I like the Bucks in the series is I just think they have the personnel to really, really match up well. If you like the double-double, like I'm not going to argue with the price point at all, right? It's an even money play. Like we just talked about Trae Young struggling, shooting 3 of 19. 3 of 19 for Trae Young when you add in free throws is probably still 11 points, right? So the points is no problem getting there. It's just a matter, and that assist number, like under 9.5 is fine. I have it at 9.2.
Okay.
It's well within range. Like I said, at this point, it's really going to come down to minutes, right? So is he going to play 35, 36 where he's banged up? Is he going to approach 40, right? It's really going to come down to, are we getting 4 full competitive quarters? Are we getting 3.5? Because, I think that it's incredibly efficient. I think it's going to come down to the final 2 minutes. Is he passing that ball off, or is he going to be more aggressive on the scoring, knowing that he's not getting doubled? I think he's going to be more aggressive trying to score.
Boy, it's going to be fascinating to watch how he attacks this Bucks defense tonight. They don't really have anybody that can stop him. I don't think Drew Holiday can stop Trae Young. I just don't think he's quick enough.
I will say one more thing on him, which is dangerous in the postseason, because he is one of those young players that's elevating his play. So we haven't seen him take that another notch forward. It might happen starting tonight, because we've seen Devin Booker do it. At 22 years old, he seems to be relishing in that spotlight, and I think maybe he's going to do it tonight. Who knows? But that's one thing that I'd be wary of there.
We need 19 more likes to get to 200, that elusive 200 number. We know the show is growing when we get close to 200. So we're almost there. 19 more. If you haven't hit the like button, go ahead and do that now. We're also going to give away 1 year-long sub to those of you who have left your Twitter handle, and also whether you think tonight's NBA game will go over or go under. Simple as that, right? Over or go under. We've already talked about the other series. That series, we've got about 7 minutes left in the show. So I want to circle back to the games we still have left for tonight. For those people who tuned in a little bit late that may have missed any plays we talked about at the beginning of the show. The show is on the Hawks. Zach is on the Bucks. And normally, I might make a little bet on this, but I actually agree with Zach this time and with Mikey. I think the Bucks will have it. Connaughton had a great quote after the last series. He said, normally you could say, we had a really hard-fought series. He said, we're ecstatic to be playing the Hawks because they do not have Kevin Durant. And that's how mentally they're thinking about the game. There's no Kevin Durant on the side for the Hawks. There's nobody there other than Trae Young to scare them into changing how they approach the game. I think you might see a freewheeling Bucks team now. You might see them play a lot looser than we saw them play against the Bucks. I think mentally they thought against the Bucks, this is really the Eastern Conference Finals for us. Now, that could be dangerous because you got to show up and win these 4 games. So I think it's going to be fascinating to see how these numbers play out for us, but how they play out over the course of the series, which, of course, we'll discuss every single day of that. So I'm really, really anxious for that. Quickly, let's recap our baseball games tonight and anything that you guys like before we hit the top of the hour in 5 short minutes. Jay Smooth is on the Royals at the Yankees over 10. Blue Jays at Marlins over 7. A's on the run line over the Rangers. And then the Brewers currently are playing. Woodruff is doing his part. 7 strikeouts. We're on that prop today as well. I think it's over 7.5, so we need 1 more. But they're up 1-0, so he needs another run there. Any thoughts from either one of you on those 4 plays? Over 10, Blue Jays, A's run line, excuse me.
I've loved the A's run line. As far as the Blue Jays over, that's one that I had last night and did not get the W on that one. Roof is closed again. I think the play there, if you follow the early edge a lot, Justin and I both have picked on Robbie Ray quite a bit, and I think that that's what he's going to continue to do in this spot. And then obviously George Springer back for the Blue Jays. They're just a team that's set up to hit left-handed pitching incredibly well. So I can't knock it. I don't have the edge required to play it, but would not shock me if it went over after I lost the over on this one last night.
All right. You got an incredible discipline. It's amazing. I wish I had the discipline that you have because I'm doing really well playing with you guys, but, man, I need to have better discipline because if you don't see the right edge, you don't play a game. You just stay clear of it. That's incredible. All right, Zach, quickly, we're getting to the top of the hour, which means our show is almost done. You're on the Padres tonight over the Dodgers and the Rays over the Red Sox, sir. For those people who are just coming in, quickly explain yourself.
Yeah, like I said, I like the Rays to end their losing streak. 7 straight losses. This is a good spot for them. They're familiar with the Boston Red Sox. They're familiar with that bullpen. I think they can win this late if they don't have a lead early. And then with the Padres, rare chance that you get to see the Dodgers get swept. They're an underdog once again. I think you play that small price. And I want to say this because I'm looking up right now, just in case if Bogdanovich is ruled out, I want to add in a player prop swap with Kevin Huerter over 4.5 rebounds. I think people are focusing too much on him and his scoring ability, but he is grown as well. That's one of the reasons why they got past the 76ers. He's grown, and you look at Game 7, 7 rebounds. He's playing above his size right now. And the Bucks, for as great as they've been, they're missing a lot of shots right now, especially with that backcourt. They're missing a lot of shots. So Huerter should be able to get over 4.5 rebounds with all the minutes he's going to get on the floor.
Mikey, is that the very first in the history of the show, a player prop swap? That
is a prop swap.
That's a prop swap.
Just in case.
You just branded something on the show. You just
I think that already exists, actually. Isn't that the name of
there's a
service?
There's a company that has that.
Yeah.
But,
there's something called prop swap?
Prop swap,
yeah.
Wow, I had no idea. Yeah. It doesn't mean we can't steal it. What are they going to do?
I love it.
That is so good. Prop swap. I love it. So Huerter, Huerter, over 4.5 rebounds or assists, you said?
Rebounds.
Over 4.5.
I like the way he's playing over his size. He's got a good vertical leap. He can get those rebounds. He's shown it.
Over 4.5. Okay, cool. I'm going to make that play too as soon as we get off the air here. All right, we did it. We hit 200 likes, and we have a third winner as well. So grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here are our 2 winners. For the 200 likes, at Monty Low 14, and then our winner for the over-under contest is at Jim T 1367, at Jim T 1367. Johnny, our producer, will reach out to you on social media and give you all the details. But welcome to the SportsLine family. We're happy to have you. All right. It's at the end of the show. Final thoughts, anything that you want to say? 20 seconds. Zack Attack, you go first.
The Clippers segment we had on them coming back, I just don't see it. Take the Suns to sweep is probably a better value in 4 games. I don't think Kawhi Leonard will come back. Take the Suns to sweep.
M squared.
If you're playing baseball, Ronald Acuna Jr. scratched for the Braves. Market typically overreacts when it's a late scratch like that. So might be some value on the underdog Atlanta Braves on the road against the Mets. And then as far as the NBA game, if Cam Reddish can play, that helps Atlanta out significantly on the defensive end. I'm also with Zach. I love the Bucks. I'm going to keep reiterating it. Now they're not going to have to let PJ Tucker play massive minutes and basically be playing 4-on-5 offensively. So let's go Bucks.
All right, the SportsLine Showdown bet, M squared and J Smooth on one side. The Maestro on the other side. I am here for it, plus 2.5 for the Hawks. It's got to end in 5 for M squared and J Smooth to win their bet. That's going to do it. We're going to be back here live tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time, with another edition of Early Edge Live, the afternoon live show. Follow us on social media at Cimini to follow Zack Attack, at Mike 57944. What is your handle?
Mike 5754.
There you go, 5754. And of course, I am at the Coach Rules, because you never know, A, when we're going to give out new plays on social media, but more importantly, we discuss all the plays that we have, and maybe you can learn a little bit and use it as an education, because we're here at the end of the day just for you. All right, that'll do it for Jay Smooth, for Zack Attack, for M squared, and our producer, Johnny. I am the coach. Remember, this is your sports betting show of record, and this is Early Edge Live. Good luck. Do you want best bets in your feed every single day? All you have to do is hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Early Edge.